Program Experience Managers on the Learning Team. We are very, very excited to welcome Ashley Eckstein back here to Disney Programs. It's been a few years since we got to have her here with us, so super, super excited for you all to hear from her today. But before we do, I'm going to bring up a very special friend who helps makes all of these wonderful sessions we have possible. So please give it up for Senior Manager of Artist Relations, Tony Shepard, everybody.
Thank you.
You're late. Good morning, how's everyone doing? Ashley had such a good time with the group from the first program that she'd like to take you all on with it. Unfortunately, they're already there and they won't leave, so you're out of luck. How many people here have done a session with me before? Yes? And you all came back. Wow, that's amazing. For those of you who don't know me, I am Tony Shepard. I have the privilege of leading the Artist Relations team for Disney Experiences. Some of you might say, what is Artist Relations?
What is Artist Relations?
For those of you who don't know, the Artist Relations team, we are responsible for all of the celebrity activity that happens in all of our vacation destinations globally. So celebrities come visit our parks, or they are incorporated in our marketing campaigns, broadcast programs, things of that nature, large-scale media events. My team manages all that. So we manage just regular, about 1,200 visits with celebrities to Disneyland, Walt Disney World a year, combined, and all sorts of stuff around the world. I spent a lot of time on airplanes. I was in Disneyland last week. I'm going back tonight. So
You can fly
I'm a very good frequent flyer. Anyway, if you'd like to know more about what we do, what Artist Relations, we are doing a program here on that very topic, which is going to happen on June. Allie, hi, I'm Tony. Nice to see you. June 17th. Here, I guess you go to a dormitory or something to sign up. I don't know.
Dormitory.
Disney dorm, whatever. I don't know. You're lucky I showed up. They told me to come, I come. That's what I do. Also, upcoming actually before that, if you have an interest in photography or if that's a career that is of interest to you, I'm bringing the Walt Disney World photography team over here. They're going to talk about what they do, how they got started in that, and they're going to show you some incredible photography that they've taken over the years in other parts around the world. So that is on June 3rd, right? And you also go to Dorm to sign up for that.
Great job, Tony. I'm proud of you. You're learning all the lingo.
Throw me out of here if I and we're working on lots more celebrity visits to here. He's already been here twice.
Again. I wasn't here.
You weren't here?
I was here 4 years ago.
If you would have showed up on time, you would have been. I can promise you Jordan will be back at Flamingo Crossing. I just don't know when. But I can tell you the end of the year is going to be really exciting. Lots of candle areas are going to come by and see us. So, but on to today. Our guest today is one of my favorite people. We've been friends for a long, long time. We've sailed the 7 seas together on Disney Vacation Club cruises. We've been together at Disneyland. We were together recently at the Walt Disney Studios for a glamorous premiere of something a few months ago. She and her husband are great friends. We're so glad to have her back at Flamingo Crossing. Ashley Eckstein, come on. What, are you too lazy to walk back and take the picture from there? So that's
all good vibes, Tony.
It's only tricky you can get your hair to go that color. It's very
I fooled Tony into thinking that this is actually real, which a lot of people do think is real, but they're actually clip-on extensions that someone made for me.
Now, we planned nothing today. But,
we didn't.
But looking at the two of us sitting together, we look like a jug of blue milk and floating. I mean, literally, the colors are like almost exactly.
I know. What I was telling Tony is the Force. when things like this happen. There's an energy. There was an energy of Star Wars, an energy of Ahsoka Tano, and that's what chose you to pick that outfit.
We're not ready to talk. Star Wars is like here on the card.
Okay, no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Don't go out of order.
Okay.
By the way, fun fact, before Ashley graced this stage some years ago, there weren't celebrity programs here at PCP. They didn't do them. It was boring stuff like finance and marketing 101 and be a cashier in your spare time. Yeah, and so Ashley was actually the first celebrity to do a program over here. No, they didn't do them for a while.
Truly, this is one of my favorite things I get to do, and thank you for showing up, for taking your precious time, which I know is precious when you're here at DCP, so thank you for spending it with me.
Hey, very good. Well, I guess that's all the time we have. So you are a local yokel.
I am. So I grew up right here in Orlando, Florida. My dad was a Disney cast member. I was a Disney cast member.
I meant to ask you that.
So yes, we had talked about that. And did you know, Tony, that it's self-proclaimed, but I do have a princess title.
Well, you certainly are a princess.
So I love the royals, I love princesses, and my dad was part of the team that brought the turkey legs to Disney.
Oh.
So he did the original contract for the turkey legs, so I call myself Princess Turkey Leg.
So, fun fact, you want to hear about my job? I get, every year it happens, I will get celebrity requests, people who want turkey legs for Thanksgiving.
No way.
Yeah, celebrities want them shipped to their house.
Oh, my dad could have done that for you.
You don't think I can do that?
Oh.
Lady, one phone call.
Okay, those are some good perks, Tony.
No, I got the turkey leg purveyor in my phone. That's
amazing.
Credit card, please, here come the turkey legs.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Did I think we were going to talk about turkey legs today? No, I did not.
Yes.
But you worked here, yeah?
Yes, so I worked here. It's all I wanted for my 16th birthday. I didn't want a car. I just wanted to become a Disney cast member. And that was back when you could be 16.
Yeah, you mentioned on the first session we today that you were cast member 16. I vividly remember when I first started here back in 1844. That people's kids would come to work here, and I don't remember when that stopped.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Not Ashley. You're Ashley. Allie, do you remember when did they stop letting minors? Do you know? I'm just curious. Because high school kids would spend their summers here at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, that's what you did. When you grew up here, you just got a job at Disney or other theme parks, not to be named. But that's what you did. And of course, on my 16th birthday, as destiny would have it, they had auditions, because I wanted to be in entertainment. They had auditions on my birthday. So I literally went and auditioned, and I got picked. And then I went through casting, and I went through traditions, and it was my destiny in my mind that I was going to be friends with Alice. That's all I wanted. Oh, just wait. And so you have to be friends with any of the characters that are within your height. So I did that. Within a first audition I could go to be friends with Alice. I went to that audition. I got called back. That was, they gave you a whole get-up. And right after my audition, they walked out. Well, I'm trying to speak in Disney terms. I guess I can say costume.
Yeah.
Okay.
These people work here.
I guess. Ruin the magic, Tony. So right after the audition, they come out and they have a picture of my face with a picture of Alice's face. And they have a pencil, and they say, see that jawline right there? Your jaw is too square to be friends with Alice. Oh. They said, but you're perfect for Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh my God.
And so that was my job. I was Quasimodo. I was friends with Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Not the show.
I was thinking, I was asking that too, it wasn't in the show, that show
Oh,
ran
no,
for years.
no, the show was incredible.
Yeah.
This was the character breakfast, and let me tell you what, no child wants to meet Quasimodo. No child.
Oh, well, they have Mickey waffles and things.
They literally would scream and cry and hide under the table. And so, but it was a good lesson. I shared this the first session, and I'm excited to share it with you now, because that was not the job I wanted. And I went home to my parents and I was like, I want to quit. This is not what I signed up for. And my parents said, absolutely not. They said, we're not quitters. They said, you're gonna go, you're gonna be the best Quasimodo you can be. And they said, you're gonna keep auditioning. And so I auditioned for a year and a half. And eventually I became a cheerleader in the Hercules parade. Yes, I loved it. It was one of the best jobs to this day.
Zero to hero and nothing flat.
Yes. I mean, I can still do the dance. I'm not gonna do it right now.
Oh, yeah, you are.
But, yeah.
Show us 2 steps.
Oh gosh, I gotta. This chair is deeper than you think.
Well, you're also like, what, 4 feet 11?
I know, I'm really short. So anyways, but I look back, and Quasimodo was one of my favorite jobs. And I'm so glad I didn't quit. So if you're doing something right now that you're like, this isn't what I wanted, or if the job that you want isn't open to you, do it. Because your path is not straight, it's full of twists and turns and backwards, forwards, ups and downs, and loop-de-loops, and eventually you'll get to where you want to go.
It's not a clear path, is it?
It's not a clear path.
You know, I look back over my career and, you know, some of the trajectory was straight, you know, certainly my early career, but I walked away from it. I said, I can't do this anymore. And before I came to Walt Disney World, before I took this role, I trained dolphin survivors.
No way.
Yeah, I was a dolphin trainer too.
That's
It's a
amazing.
passion of mine. I still involved in that world, yeah. So, path,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
in some cases, for some of us, the path is underwater, and that most of me. We're gonna talk about stories, is it next? No, it's not. If I go out of order, I'll forget to ask an important question, one of you will ask it, and I'll feel like an idiot, so just go with it. Other than Star Wars, and other than me, who's your favorite Disney character?
I'm glad you prefaced, because I would have said you, Tony. For me, it's actually Alice in Wonderland. So I grew up, obviously, I wanted to be friends with her, but it started because I just looked like her, and my mom bought me a dress and put me in the dress whenever we would go to Walt Disney World.
You still have it, right?
I do.
I do have it.
I do still have the dress. And actually, I haven't been able to share this here yet.
Oh, don't, it's okay, they don't want to hear it.
Okay. So I just designed an Alice in Wonderland collection for Disney.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Can I talk about that? Please?
What the hell is it?
Okay.
Want to fire me?
Yeah. Well, we're launching it next week.
Yes.
But it
Guys, you can't get it,
California.
unfortunately.
Dang it.
It's a Club 33 exclusive.
Yes, but I had the Alice dress with the embroidered apron, and they let me replicate and put my own twist on it, my childhood Alice apron.
So one of Ashley's best friends, a very close friend of mine, and somebody that you all know very well, and maybe not as a person, but you know, is John Brett Iwan. He's the voice of Mickey Mouse. Brett is a master artist, and his work is matched only maybe by.
Well, you don't want my art, but
And they did this incredible palette of art and merchandise for this Club 33 event, and I was at Club 33 having dinner last week in Anaheim, and I got to see they were advancing it for some executives, and so we got to participate, and I don't drink, and they made me try everything. The artwork that Ashley and Brett did for the this stuff's extraordinary. So look for it online, I'm sure you'll see pictures of it. Can't buy it.
Thank you. So Alice has always been my favorite, but as I became an adult, I realized how personal it was and how much she taught me. You know, especially I think it relates to you right now. Because think about it. Through high school, everything's kind of controlled. Your schedule is pretty controlled. Then you go to college, and you go to the Disney College program, and you go get a job, and you go into the real world. The real world is like Wonderland. Like, seriously, there are crazy characters. And then everyone's telling you to pick a path, but the path is like this way, that way, what way do I go? And Alice really inspired me to be curiouser and curiouser, and just to keep moving forward as well, even if the path isn't straight.
Such a good motto in life is to be curious or curious. We'll talk more about that as the morning and afternoon go on. You're a married lady.
I am.
I mentioned that earlier. Your husband. In case if you guys don't know, Ashley is married to a 2-time All-Star and the 2006 World Series Most Valuable Player when he was with the St. Louis Cardinals, David. So, I'm a diehard Dodger fan, but also love the Angels, and when he played for St. Louis, I really hated him. but when he played for the Angels, I loved him. He was scrappy, was probably the best way to describe it. And Ash doesn't like it when we all hang out because I don't talk to her. I mean, Dave and I are talking baseball, and Ash is like, I'm here, talk to me. Once I bring it up, not only because he's such an amazing human being, but you guys, not only you written a book, but you both written books, and they're both coming out on the same day.
They are.
September 8th.
September 8th.
And your book is called?
Lucky 22.
His book is called?
Just Enough.
Okay, and the books are about?
So it's David's memoir. It's my husband's memoir. It's the story of his life. His story is truly the greatest underdog story that hasn't been told yet. It's really incredible. He's not even 5'7", was told he'd never play in the major leagues, and then won 2 World Series MVP, 2-time All-Star. But you don't need to know baseball to read the book. It's really a story about just family, having faith in yourself, and never giving up. So highly recommend picking it up, Just Enough. My book is, so his is nonfiction, mine is fiction, but it's inspired by our true love story. So it's actually a romance novel, but Closed Door Lights by his Hallmark movie.
So every girl in the room went, oh. And every guy in the room went, oh.
So, how we met and fell in love really is like a Hallmark movie. We didn't try, we didn't make it up. It was just truly magical. And so it's only a chapter in his book, but our publishers, they actually publish romance novels. And so I said to them, I said, look, this may be a crazy idea, and feel free to laugh me out of the room. I said, but what if we told the story, took that chapter, but turned it into a romance novel and have it be inspired, but make it fiction? And so that's what it is. It's called Lucky 22. About 90% of it's true. Also, how I became the voice of Ahsoka is actually in the book. Because...
Good, we don't have to talk about that today. We can ask some other stuff.
Yes, but I'll give you this Easter egg, because if you know Star Wars, or know Ahsoka, my character in the book is called Ashla. Oh. Do y'all get that reference? Yes.
Sure. Star Wars is the one without the USS Enterprise, right?
Yes.
Tony.
See, I told you if I told that joke, somebody would yell, I told you.
Tony has taught me so much about Disney and career and just life, but I'm proud to say that you're my Padawan for Star Wars. So Padawan student.
Because it's funny because I spent a lot of time around actors, obviously, in my job, and a lot of them who are in the Star Wars universe. We talked, and her name's going to come up with her story about Ahsoka. But Natalie Portman's a friend, and I've hosted her
I
at
love how you
Disneyland.
just like casually mic dropped that.
And we're at Disneyland together, right? She's going on a tour, and she's talking about the movie, and I'm doing this, and I don't have one clue what she's talking about. But my other, as long as we're talking Star Wars stories, and then we'll get back to you.
Keep it coming.
Daisy Ridley,
Another mic drop.
we were at the opening of Galaxy's Edge. I want to say it was the second one. So the second one, Anne was Anaheim, was after, right? The second one was in Anaheim, right? So we were out there, and she was telling the story about you all have written Rise of the Resistance, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know her segment in the front. They shot that in between two setups on whatever Star Wars film they were shooting at the time. They put the script in her hand. She read it once. She did it. She had not one clue what she was talking about. She just read the script and did it. But then we went on the Millennium Falcon together. We went on Smuggler's Run, and she piloted. I still have the bruises. She was awful. The worst pilot. Anyway, I realized I'm not timing this well, so this is what I want you to do. I would love for you to tell a story about Ahsoka and how that happened, and then I want to turn things over to Allie to talk about some other stuff. But can you tell that?
Yes. And just to piggyback on what you said, Star Wars is so top secret. When we first started, they would give us our scripts when we walked in the door. So some of these iconic scenes, like, we were literally reading them for the first time. Like, there's barely any rehearsal time. If we were lucky to get the script ahead of time, we get it 24 hours in advance.
Wow.
So that doesn't surprise me at all. But speaking of secrecy, I moved to LA when I was 19 by myself. Actually, I had my parents' support, but it was just a leap of faith, and it was my dream to be on the Disney Channel. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to win an Oscar or an Emmy. I just wanted to be on the Disney Channel, and I was able to make that dream come true and be on That's So Raven. I played Muffy the Mean Girl. She's like, Alana said that she's friends with. Alana said that she's friends with Ahsoka. But I loved it. It's one of my favorite jobs to this day. I did all live action. That was all I did. But I was typecast. I was typecast as a mean girl a lot and a bully. And while I promise I'm not mean, like my characters, it was fun to act. But I remember so vividly on my last filming of That's So Raven, because we would film in front of a live audience. And it was, at the end we would do our bows and we'd sign autographs for the fans in the audience. And I remember looking at the kids thinking like, wow, whether you like it or not, you're a role model in this role. And I made a wish, because I'm big on wishes, I'm big on manifesting. And I made a wish that I would one day get to play a good guy and a hero. And 6 months later, I got the audition for Star Wars. But this is the crazy story. I got the call the night before, so that happens. You don't have much time to prepare. So I got the call the night before, and they said, you have an audition for the new Star Wars cartoon tomorrow. And they said, you're auditioning for Padme. And I was instantly excited, and the dreams were dashed, because I love Padme, but I sound nothing like Natalie Portman. And so I know, I mean, she's truly one of a kind, and I practiced, and I just didn't get it. I was frustrated, I went to bed. Well, as luck would have it, I had 5 auditions that day, and they were all over LA. And of course, Star Wars was the last audition. So by the time I got to the Star Wars audition, I had no time to eat that day, and I was hangry. And also keep in mind, I had been working in live action, but I so desperately wanted to do voiceover, but it did not come easy. I auditioned for about 4 years, about 400 auditions, and that is not an exaggeration, that I did not get. In fact, I booked 2 to 3 roles where I did get it, and they cast me, and I recorded, and then I got fired. That happens all the time, bless you. They recast you, so I'm a Southern girl. So they.
Yeah, but in the South, it's also blessed, which means a whole different thing.
Yes. So anyways, I have been rejected a lot. And so I walked into this audition, I'm hangry, and there's at least 100 other actresses, and all the top actresses in LA, like Tara Strong, and all the ones that, yeah, you all know who they are. They're standing there. And I did something I normally would never do. I walked out. I went to my car, I put the keys in the ignition, I called my agent, and I said, I have no shot at this. I sound nothing like Natalie Portman. I'm hangry. All the top talent is in there. I'm just gonna leave. And my agent begged me. I'll never forget it. He said, Ashley, he said, whatever you do, go back in that room because you never know what could happen. And so I went back in that room. I waited an hour until it was my turn. I say the first line as Natalie Portman, and Dave Filoni stops me. And he goes, no, you sound too young to be Padme. That's my Dave Filoni impression.
Spot on, actually.
And he goes, but there's this new character that, you know, she's a 14-year-old girl, and she was so top secret that they weren't advertising for it. And so he goes, we think you might be right for this. Give this a read. And so I auditioned for Ahsoka and ended up getting the role.
Amazing. There's so much else that I want to talk to you about, but before we get into those topics, mental health and wellness are a huge thing for you. You've done a lot of work in that space. When it comes to physical fitness, when it comes to taking care of oneself, like for me, every time I get the urge to exercise, I lay down away from the feeling the best. I'm clearly not at all qualified to talk about that, although I am getting closer to my goal weight, my original weight, 9 pounds, 10 ounces. So but I'd like to invite my sister Allie to come back up here and ask Ashley some questions. Come on, don't be bashful.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
And that's your for Allie.
I love it. Oh my gosh. It's been so much fun having you here today.
It is truly my honor. It is truly my honor. And I've known Allie since she was an ambassador, and we've had so many fun memories together.
Lots of fun memories. Oh, so many. It's been amazing. So I want to talk a little bit about your wellness journey because I know we are all on our own wellness journeys, right? Has anyone had a chance to take any of our emotional fitness classes or attend any Wheels on Wellness events we have here? Amazing. We love to see it. Love to see you all in those classes full. But I would love to hear a little bit more about how you're tying your wellness journey to Star Wars. And if there's anything that Ahsoka, and really Star Wars as a whole, has taught you that you can bring into your day-to-day life.
Well, Star Wars has taught me everything about my mental health, truly. Everyone always talks about mindfulness. Well, to be honest, for the longest time, I didn't know what that meant. I just thought, am I supposed to really be in my mind, in my feelings? And then eventually I realized that it's just being present. It's being right here, right now. And I relate everything to Star Wars, or my favorite fandom, because to be honest, it sticks better in my brain if I think I'm Jedi training. If you tell me to take deep breaths, like, okay. But then if you say, okay, you need to train like Ahsoka, take some deep breaths, I'm gonna do it. And, two things. My favorite Star Wars movie is Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. And I love all the Jedi training. And, when Yoda says to Luke, or about Luke, he says, I can't train him. He's always looking off to the horizon, and he's never right here, right now. And that is a key part of being a Jedi, and a key part for our mental health, too. So Ahsoka also, one of my favorite Ahsoka lines, she says, "This is a new day, a new beginning." And I love this line because it's so layered. every day is a gift. Every day comes with hope. Yesterday is gone. Always in motion is the future. All we have is today. All we have is right here, right now. And also, I'll share one other thing. I was in Japan at like a proper green tea ceremony, and the woman teaching us how to have tea, she said, we kind of overuse the phrase once in a lifetime. You know, we save that phrase for really grand opportunities, but every moment is once in a lifetime. We will never again be here in this room, on this stage, sitting next to the person to your left, to your right, having this talk. This moment is once in a lifetime. And so that really hit me, because it's like, wow, well then we need to be present and make every moment happen, because every moment is once in a lifetime.
Absolutely, thank you. I feel like, is she talking directly to me? I feel like I needed to hear all of this right now. So thank you so much for everything I have going on in my life. Really, really great reminders, and I know for all of us here too. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So if we're taking wellness, say, to a place like Walt Disney World, there's some really great places to just have a moment that are mindful, that we find comfort in. What's that place for you here at Walt Disney World?
I have so many, so many. So who's heard of Her Universe? So I started a clothing line called Her
Can I get a
Universe.
discount on this?
I'll give you a friend's discount, Tony. I got you. But that actually started from a place of failure, which we'll get to. That's an interesting story. But I didn't know what I was doing when I started it. I literally learned on the job, which also meant that I was always working. I went 5 years in a row without a single day off. And, and even the holidays. Because when you run a website, the holidays are your biggest days of the year. So literally from the moment I woke up until the moment I went to bed, I maybe took 30 minutes for dinner with my husband, and I worked nonstop. I love what I do, but I crashed and burned. And I didn't understand mental health. I'll be the first to say. I actually thought that mental health didn't affect me, because I was thinking of mental illness. But everyone has mental health. And so I just completely crashed and burned. And I went into my doctor, and I wasn't in good health. Our physical health and mental health are linked. Some people it presents differently in others, but for me, they're very much linked. So if I don't take care of my mental health, my physical health is in the tubes. And that's what happened. I went to my doctor. My doctor was like, Ashley, I'm really worried about you. Your cortisol levels are very high, and those are your stress levels. And he goes, you have to get them down. And I said, okay, what do I do? He goes, just lower your stress. If I could, I would. I would do that. So I instituted a rule moving forward. I said, I have to take, if I can, you can't always do this, but if I can, I will take 1 day off a week. And on that 1 day, I can do anything except work. And so Disney is my happy place. So on that day off, I do often go to Disney, whether it's to the parks, but a favorite place of mine is Disney Springs. Going to Disney Springs, it's definitely part of my wellness journey.
I love it. That's amazing. I know it's so funny because you always do this. Oh yeah, just be less stressed. It's fine. It'll be good. But I'm like, well, how do I do that? But Disney's a perfect place. So.
Well, and for me, a big part of that was getting more sleep. Sleep is a basic need. Our bodies need it. And this is coming from the person who crashed and burned, who only got 4 to 5 hours of sleep for those 5 years. It will catch up with you because your body needs it. Would you always drive your car on over a quarter tank of gas? No. Eventually you're going to fill it up. Your body, think of your body like a car. You have to fill your tank, and part of that is sleep.
Absolutely. Well, I also want to shout out, because you brought a special guest with you today.
Yeah.
You want to tell us more about this guest, maybe share a little more about the amazing work he's been doing?
Yes, so speaking of things to do for your mental wellness and in the parks, shout out to my nephew David May. So David has done the college program twice, and I shared this for the first time, and I hope you don't mind me sharing it again, David. The first time he did it, he didn't get everything out of the program. He didn't come to all the sessions. He didn't, go to, the social hours, and he left the college program, and it didn't fully live up to what everyone said it would be. And we talked about it, and then I did a session here. I did a mindfulness session on the lawn, and David came with me, and it was really special, because shout out to Lindsay, my friend Lindsay Wade, Lindsay and several other people here. I could tell that he missed the program, and they said, well, you can come back. And so they worked with him, and he was able to come back. And I'm so proud, because right before he started, I said, David, you're going to take advantage of every single thing this program has to offer. When you're not working, you're going to go to sessions, you're going to go to social hours, because that's what this is. It is a privilege to be here. It is a privilege to be sitting in this room. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. You will never get these opportunities again. And I'm so proud, because he took advantage of every single opportunity. I think, what doctorate did he get?
Got a goofy graduate over there.
But now, he started an Instagram account with my other nephew and my niece called Sense the Magic, and it's all about sensory needs and things to do at the parks if you have sensory needs, or if you just need to calm down and find a quiet moment of peace. So he took everything he learned from the college program, and he's continuing with it.
We're so proud of him, and we're so proud All right, so you just mentioned some amazing people and support you have in the room, and I know, like for them as your height friends.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about how can we all be a good height friend to each other, and where did that kind of come from?
Yeah, so I do a podcast called Hype Friend, and it's
Which
with
I ran out of time, I would have asked about.
Oh, it's all good.
We were gossiping.
We had important turkey leg talk to do tonight.
I learned something about Tony every time he comes.
Yeah.
He's great.
Has anyone heard of Michael James Scott? He's the genie in Aladdin on Broadway, he's on Scrubs. Well, we went to high school together. We are like high school besties. And so we started a podcast called Hype Friend about friendship. Because in 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General released a report that we are experiencing a loneliness epidemic. We're all lonely. I'm not going to say people are lonely, I'm going to say we are all lonely. COVID changed the game. Our phones changed the game. Phones are meant to enhance our connection, not replace our connection. And connection, like sleep, is a basic need. You need connection like you need food, water, sleep, connection. And I always looked at loneliness as a bad thing. There was like a shame, like a stigma of, when I moved to LA and I was lonely and I cried and I called my mom and I just felt bad about it. Well, I learned that loneliness, there's nothing shameful or bad about it. It's a basic need to connect, and loneliness, that feeling is just like hunger. When you get hungry, that's your stomach's signal to your brain saying it's time to eat. Loneliness is the same thing. Loneliness is your body's signal to your brain saying, I need connection. And so, but friendship is a practice. And with our phones and after COVID, we kind of forgot how to be friends. How to say, hey, let's go grab coffee. Let's get together. Let me call you on the phone. I mean, you never call anyone anymore. It's like, I look at the phone, it's like, ooh, why are they calling me? Maybe they just want to say hi. So we're doing a podcast all about friendship, and here's the thing about Hype Friend. We are all different. I truly believe we are all born with unique gifts and skills that make us different. None of us are in competition with each other. So some people know their gifts. It's very clear. Some people don't. I can promise you that each one of you are better than the next person at something else. You're better than me. You're better than Allie at something else. So we're all on a journey to find those gifts to help change the world, is really what it's all about. So Hype Friends are there for you, to hype you up, to help you find those gifts, and just be the light that we're all meant to be in this world. So we gotta hype each other up.
I think we can do that here. Can we all hype each other up today? All right, and then one more question, then we'll get to Q&A, because I know you all have lots of questions for Ashley. When you think about all the participants in this room, we have so many aspiring actors, voice actors, authors, a lot of these incredible things that you've gotten to do. What advice would you give them, and how can they use this opportunity, being here as a cast member, to help themselves further in their career and achieve their dreams?
You know, someone told me recently, everything you want is on the other side of fear. And Yoda actually says this, or Luke says this, the destiny of a Jedi is to overcome fear. And fear is everywhere. And actually, our worst enemy, our worst bully is our own mind. Honestly. And I do it too. We say the meanest things to ourselves. I say things to myself that I would never even dream of saying to other people. And so, first step is, if you have a thought, and this is why Hype Friends are so important, say it out loud. Say it out loud, say it to a friend, say it to someone here at the college program. Get your hopes and dreams and wishes out of your head, and because something magical does happen. Once you say it out loud, it does manifest. People believe you, and they want to help you. So say it out loud, and then the fear part, I say don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't allow yourself to say, well, I've never done that before. I can't do that. Well, guess what? I actually don't have a college degree. I know nothing about writing a business, writing books. I've learned on the job, but I wasn't afraid to ask questions. And I say the difference between someone who makes their dream come true and someone who doesn't is the person that does wasn't afraid to ask the question. And you would be shocked how many things you're going to get yeses to just by asking the question. But also, last thing I'll say, I didn't say this in the first session, the most valuable information comes after the word no. Oftentimes people are not telling you no to your idea, or they're not telling you no to your dream. They're just saying no to how you're going about it. Or maybe they're saying no to the timing. There's always usually a yes after the no. But listen, instead of being rejected or dejected, after someone says no, ask why. Or listen to no because. Because oftentimes they are continuing, no because this. Well, that's your answer. And if you do that, then that can lead you to a yes.
Absolutely. That's what I always say. The no's you get will lead you to your yes. Yes.
You know, I was taught when I was just a little tiny talent person that fear, F-E-A-R, stands for false evidence appearing real.
I love that.
Thank you, girl. And then as far as talking to yourself, a wise man once, I think it was me, when you speak to yourself, watch language.
Oh, that's really good too.
I like it.
Should we take some questions from these nice people?
I think we should take some
Do
questions.
you want to answer
Tony.
some questions?
I would love to answer
Questions about anything other than Star Wars? Is that what you
Bring on all the Star Wars questions.
So as usual, when we call on you, tell us your name, tell us where you work, and your Visa card number. There's a sale on at Epcot. We'll start here, sir.
Hi, Ashley. I'm sorry, Miss Eckstein. Thank you. Wow, this is huge. Basically, I'm Owen. We actually met at a convention a few years ago, so it's nice to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I work
Is there
over
anybody in these sessions you haven't met?
I say once I meet someone I consider as friends.
And I'm trying to make this quick because I don't want to steal time for any of these other good people. I work at Magic Kingdom in custodial right now. Your story about initial job disappointment and then coming to accept it really struck me because of that. Basically, I think my question is, oh geez, how do I phrase this? You expressed a lot of vulnerability here today. How, just like, I'm somebody who has a very hard time confronting fear and working through insecurity. Like, I'm very open about that, but like, how do you find the strength to keep going through that despite all the adversity? Because you've clearly shown today you have had your own hardships and tribulations to overcome, and I want to know how I can be like you in that sense.
Aww, thank you. So much. You have no idea how vulnerable you are being right now by getting up and sharing your story and being honest. So here's the thing. I once asked Dave Filoni, I said, why me? Why did you cast me? And he said, because you're genuine, and Ahsoka is genuine. And I think oftentimes we feel like we have to put on this mask, and we all experience imposter syndrome, but we're all in the same boat. We all are feeling the same way. Everyone's scared, everyone's fearful, everyone's lonely, everyone's excited, you know. So be genuine, just like you are right now. Just, you know, this is how I'm feeling, and this is what my fears are. You know, start with the incredible cast members here at the college program. If you want to, you know, to share some of those fears or questions, reach out to your peers, because I guarantee you they're feeling the same way as you. But also, I'm going to go back to, this is a new day, a new beginning. All we have is today. And so instead of instead of being overwhelmed by the big picture, break it down into small steps. Identify where you eventually want to go and what you want to do. But the only way you're going to get there is by taking small baby steps. So I would make a list. I'd make a list every day, and they were baby steps, and I would check off the boxes. So take baby steps of things that you have within your control to do today. And trust me, those baby steps are going to get you closer to your goal. And when they're baby steps, they're easier. They're not as scary. There's not as much fear when you break it down. Thank you. Can I give you a hug?
Actually, I have something for you. It's a letter, so thank you for coming.
Oh my gosh, thank you. This is a thank you letter for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I remember you from this con. Oh my gosh, and it's Owen, right? Okay, thank you,
Such
Owen.
a pleasure to be in your presence again.
That was very nice of him. Owen didn't draw a letter to me, but it's fine. You know, I feel like
Hi, my name is Aubrey. I work at the Handy Cafe at the Riviera, and I wanted to ask you because your Alice collection that's in Epcot right now is actually one of my favorite things ever. My birthday was on Monday, and I went and picked up the ears. I'm trying to work my way through and like grab all of it. So I wanted to know what specifically was your inspiration for like focusing on like the flowers and like the teapot and like just kind of like, I love how everything has like a dual purpose, how the jacket is lined, and I want to know what kind of like brought you to that, because like obviously you've expressed Alice's, you know, close to her heart. She's my favorite character as well.
Oh my
so I was curious
gosh.
about that.
Well, first of all, it's Aubrey.
Yes, ma'am.
I love singing happy birthdays on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, well, I'll give a little bit of insight, because I get to work with consumer products. So not only through her universe, but I have my own label with Disney, and I get to work with the Disney Parks Consumer Products team. So how that one, and thank you for your kind words, how that one started is they came to me with some existing art, with what they call a style guide. And then from there, I got to design my own collection with it. So I could make it my own, but there is a whole backstory. Everything I do has a story behind it, whether you know it or not. Part of why I love Alice too is because she changes so much. And in that scene with the flowers, you know, everyone's telling Alice who she is. Are you a wildflower? Are you this? Are you that? And I feel like that's such an amazing metaphor for the world. You know, you have to know who you are. And you can lose sight of that when the rest of the world is telling you who you are. And so Alice in that moment is she's really kind of lost herself. And so that, wow, I just went really dark with that. Eventually she finds herself. But I do love how, you know, what that part of the story represents. Thank you. Hi, I love your outfits.
Thank you. Oh, you're talking to her.
My name's Caitlin. I work in the UK Pavilion, Freedom Beverage.
Wow, welcome.
IP.
Yes.
So my question is, was there any kind of standout moment you can remember, whether it's like a movie, a TV show, a specific actor that like made you be like, that's what I want to do in my life, that's what I want to pursue?
Yeah, actually, it was right here in Orlando, Florida. They used to film a show called the All New Mickey Mouse Club. So they filmed it here at Hollywood Studios. And I got to go to a live taping. And that's when I first realized that these kids that were in my television were real kids, just like me. And I wanted to be just like them. And that's why I wanted to be on the Disney Channel. And that's why when I stood and looked out at the kids and made that wish, it was actually a throwback because I was that kid. I was the kid in the audience that wanted to be on that stage. So once I was on that stage, I wanted to manifest a new dream. And I do encourage you all. I mean, I'm going to be making wishes until the day I die, but there's really something magical about manifesting and making wishes here at Disney. There's extra Disney magic here. So take advantage of everything that's here because it's real. It's real. So did I fully answer your question? Okay. Wow, Tony, I'm getting distracted today.
Well, no, I mean, but making wishes come true is I mean, that's what we do. I mean,
Yes.
we are the largest granter of wishes in the world with, you know, for Make-A-Wish. And I got to make a celebrity's wish come true this week. Did you know that?
Ooh,
I did. So
what
Josh
wish?
Groban decided to get married.
Yes,
And he
I
asked
saw
me if he
that.
could propose to his wife at Disneyland, and my team and I made that happen.
Tony, you have the coolest
So I have the first job in the
job.
world now. Good job. So,
That's awesome. We're here for
Allie, you have one back there? Oh, I'm sorry, forgive me, I forgot, what's her name?
Actually, Marie, Tony.
I know who you are.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I work in Magic Kingdom Entertainment Costuming. Since you've written a novel, I'm assuming you read them too. What is your absolute favorite book of all time?
Ooh. You know, actually, thank you for asking that question because reading wasn't easy for me. And I did well in school, but I didn't read a lot because it wasn't easy. And I didn't do well on my standardized test scores because I was a slow reader. And, you know, there's a lot more help now. There wasn't as much help back when I was in school. But what I did find is I found scripts. So instead of reading novels, for some reason, the way my brain worked, I could read a play and I could read a script and I would fly through it. And I loved reading. So I think I've read countless plays. And Shakespeare, I mean, even Shakespeare, like Romeo and Juliet, when I got that script, I devoured it. So I share that because it's not always easy for people, and it's okay to be vulnerable, to say, you know what, That's not how my brain thinks. And I wish I could read more. I don't read as much, but I listen to podcasts, and then I read a lot of plays. And I do read books, but not as many as I'd like to for that reason.
Let's take a couple more. Allie, you have something right there?
Yeah, I got someone right over here. He's been waiting very patiently too.
Hi, I'm Dominic. I work over at Galaxy's Edge, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, sorry, I actually put down my notes. So, you had mentioned that working so hard for 5 years straight kind of drained you, you know, it sounds exhausting. I mean, I get tired after 3 days in a row. I'm sure many of us, you know, working here find that work can be tiring, so my question is, how did you pull yourself out of that ditch when it got too tiring?
Thank you for asking that. I had a friend that knew me really, really well. And I went and had dinner with her, and she could tell I was done. I was exhausted. And she said, Ashley, she said, what's your why? And she talked about Simon Sinek. He has a book called Start With Why. And she goes, what's your why? She goes, you're tired. She goes, you need to remember why you started this. And because I had spent 30 minutes talking to her about, well, this order is wrong, and this order is late, and then this t-shirt had a misprint, and this person is upset. And I didn't say one single thing about why I started my company in the first place. And it really hit me to my core of wow, I need to write my course. And that's when I went back to my why. And I actually started Her Universe as an anti-bullying platform, to be honest. Like I said, I really didn't understand mental health, but in the middle of not taking a day off in 5 years, I was virally cyberbullied. It went in our fandom world, but I was accused of something, of stealing someone's idea that just wasn't true. And I actually had proof that it wasn't true. It was a design idea, but the problem is, once it was out on the internet, it didn't matter. The internet had made up their mind, and it was horrible. It was 5 days of snake, snake, snake. You're an effing piece of trash. You should just effing die. You're worthless. We knew that you were fake. I mean, literally imagine that every second, multiple comments a second for 5 days straight. And it really, really messed with my mind. And that's when, I couldn't actually ever defend myself at the time because it would have fanned the flames. And that's when I really realized, I'm like, oh gosh, this mental health is real, and this greatly affected my mental health. I'm gonna get my voice back by being a voice for others. And I founded my company. I make decisions to have a bully-free zone, to talk about mental health. I'm actually, I don't want to say I'm grateful for being cyberbullied, because nobody should be cyberbullied, but that horrible incident in my life led me to become an advocate for mental health. Now I'm on the National Advisory Council for the Kids Mental Health Foundation, and that never would have happened had I not been cyberbullied.
Unfortunately, my friend.
We had a time.
So I'm sorry we didn't get to everybody, but I just thought we could do this for hours. Before we part company, first of all, have a hand for this.
Your time is. I saw David's schedule when he was with the college program. Your time is precious, and this is a choice to come today, and I appreciate you choosing to spend it with me.
For those, thanks. For those of you who've been in a program with me before, forgive me for this 60 seconds you've heard from me every time here. First and most importantly, don't forget that, and Ashley touched on this during her comments today, what you're sitting in this room doing exists nowhere else, anywhere on this planet. No one else has this opportunity. No one gets this type of exposure to different ideas and concepts and learning as part of their job. This is your job, and you get to take advantage of this, take advantage of it. Do as much of this as you possibly can, because you're never gonna have an opportunity again, you know? It's to be curious, or take advantage. Allie and her team work 7 days a week for this very purpose, to provide this opportunity for you, so give that a hand, please. Oh, of course, yes.
Yes, so, okay, so, we want everyone to say may the force be with you, so we're gonna use some video.
You do this,
Okay.
you can hear press the button.
Okay, here.
Are we starting together?
Let's see, Tony. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna turn around. All right, I'm here with Tony Shepard, and we just had the most amazing session in the Disney College Program. The force is strong with everyone here. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. May the force be with you!
Finally, you guys, as I always say, go out to the park or the resort where you work, wherever you work, look us straight in the eye, thank them for being here, ask them where they're from, make their day, change a life. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you.
Also, I told this to the first group, I do consider everyone once we meet, we're friends. Now, I know the rules of Disney, you're not supposed to say hi to me, so I'm gonna give you a code word. If you see me, say Quasimodo. Say hi to me.